Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have a DELL Inspiron 15. The exact model is a 3520, and in this video I'm going to take you on step by step how you can replace the screen. If your screen is broken, how you can replace it. This is going to be two-part video because the hinge on this one is broken. As you can see, if I open it up, it looks really broken right in the corner here. So there. So if I turn it on, because the hinge broke, I'll make another video how to repair this broken hinge. But for now, we're gonna replace the screen. And if yours is cracked up and you wanna replace it, this is a touch screen. So here I ordered a new one. And this one is a touch, brand new. I'll leave the link in the video description in case you wanna purchase yours. This is a matte finish and this is a glossy finish. As if I remove it, you'll see the reflection right there. All right, I'll explain that in a second, how to look for that information. Let's put that one to one side and let's get it started. So if you want to replace the screen, it's really simple. It's not too hard. All you want to do is to put the laptop in, power it off, make sure it's powered off, put something in the back so it doesn't slip. You want to grab an opening tool. You want to, like a guitar pick, a metallic one, and you want to stick it between the bezel right here and just wiggle it around. And this bezel will come out, and you just want to work yourself. I'm just doing like this while I'm working around here. Like here, you see I'm working around while I'm pulling it up. You might want to see a little adhesive cracking around. That's okay. Just wiggle it around and go there. Now to remove the bottom part, you can use a screwdriver, right? Bring it to the plastic and just cross over on the bottom. And then just lift it up and it should release it itself. Now, but sometimes it does get really hard to pull out, and there's another way we can do it. I'm just lifting up and it should release it. It goes all around. Okay, so for you guys, I can just wiggle around and pull it out. But if you want to do the proper way, is once you loosen up most of it, you want to close the screen. Remember, this one is broken. So let me close the screen while it's broken, so I don't damage it more than what it is. We are gonna remove the bottom cover. So let's put this one right there. And we're gonna remove all the screws on the bottom. Let's go ahead and remove it. These screws, the corner, they have a little C-lock. That means once you rotate, it will just come loose, but they don't come out entirely. The rest of the screws will come out completely, so remove the rest of the screws. All the screws are the same size and height, so don't worry about mismatching them. Go ahead and remove all of them except the one in the back corner. You just have to loosen them up. Once you did that, just grab an opening tool or grab it from the corner. And with an opening tool, you just wiggle around right in the corner here. Go towards the front. I'm just sticking the guitar pick in there and lift it up, bring it up. So there's the bottom cover. So there's inside of the laptop here. Let's go ahead and disconnect the battery by pulling this plug backward. Like that. Now we need to disconnect the flex cable for the LCD, which is right over here. Lift it up 90 degrees with your finger if you want. And then lift up this connector. Pull it back. Once you got this one back, we need to disconnect this cable here for the Wi-Fi. It goes all around. It goes to the Wi-Fi port. So remove the screw on the Wi-Fi, the bracket too, and unhook the cables. Wiggle them around, remove them, and bring them away. and right there. Now we need to remove the 2 screws on this hinge and 2 screws on the other hinge. All right, this one here and this one over here. 2 screws on each. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull up these hinges upward. Pull up this hinge upward too. Now we're gonna grab the laptop, we're gonna scoop it out and bring it out. So, and there we have it. We're gonna put this to one side. And here we got the screen. Now these hinges, both of them are really broken. So I'm gonna first remove the bezel. It went back down. There we go. And I can scoop it out. Remove it completely. Okay, there we go. Look at this. It is pretty broken. This is the cover. Right there and right there. So we are gonna fix these hinges, and in the process we are gonna change the LCD because of they broke the screen from here. They pressured it and they have broken. Now to remove the old screen, if yours is broken, you need a tweezer, a sharp tweezer. And what you want to do, you want to find this glue right on the top here. On each corner there should be one in here and one right there. Okay, and you want to grab these strips and you want to pull them. These strips, they come like this. It's double-sided adhesive. They go right there, and you want to pull them straight with a force. I have removed it before, so you want to go like this and pull them backward all the way. Okay, once you pull them up, you might want to be gentle. Don't yank it. Go slowly. Once you pull them out, the screen will come out entirely. So I'm going to pull it up quickly. This is how you pull it. Just pull it out quickly. Oops, it just went back down. Just rotate and keep pulling it. All right. Now that we pulled up the thing, we can lift up the screen, bring it up backward like this, and we can see the connector for the LCD. Lift up this tape, and there's a little lock over. You want to bring this lock, grab it with your finger, and just lift it up, bring it backward. And then you want to slide it towards the back. And this screen, the model is right in here. It says NV156FHM-T06. NV is the model, 156, that means it's a 15.6 inches. And the last after the dash is a T06. T06 is a matte version of this screen, which is matte, it doesn't reflect. The one that I have is a T01. T01 version is a glossy version. So find the correct screen for yourself. I'll try to get the link for this one with a 40 pin. Now, once you get the right screen, you want to bring it up, but before we put it in, we're just gonna fix up the hinges and then we're gonna insert this screen right over. So let's flip this one over and let's go ahead and fix up this mess that we have right in here. So we can pull up this bracket right underneath. We are gonna remove lots of foil tape from here, but we need to put glue right in there, so I'm gonna cut it. Right there. Cut this one, but not cut the cable. Make sure do not cut the cable. There we go. There we have it. All right, now we're gonna remove this bracket from here. Just slide it out. Now this one has to go over there. So let's just clean it with a toothbrush. Grab this one. Clean it up. Just gonna present it to see how it goes in there. All right, and this hinges, these brackets go, I'm gonna leave them out. I'll put it at the end. These hinges are really tough, and the reason that it's tough is because of this bolt right at the back. This one it got really tightened up, so we're gonna loosen up this bolt right in here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rotate this one a little bit, open it up, so the screen becomes much easier to open and close. Don't go too loose, otherwise the screen, once you open it, it's just gonna fall back. You just wanna do a little bit, not too much. So there we go. This feels really all right. I don't wanna go too much. There we go. So what I'm gonna do, this metal bracket that holds it from here, it's very shiny, it's very soft in here. I'm gonna grind it down with a rock or with any type of grinding material that you have. I'll be using my grinder that I have in here, so I'm just gonna be grinding the metal in here so I can scratch the bottom so it becomes really rough, so I can glue it right in here with an epoxy. So we're gonna do that one, and we're gonna do the same thing in here. So let's go ahead and loosen up this one. This one is too loose, so we are gonna tighten up a little bit, a little more. This one is perfect right there. All right, so I'm gonna go grind these bases, and then I'll be back in a second. So you guys can see I just scratched it, nicely grind down the metal on top. Now is really nice and rough, so the glue is gonna grab it really nicely, not just from the bases. So that's gonna give me more leverage. I am gonna again use and scratch the base of the here is very smooth all around it in here. So that's it. For example, this one not. I think this is the one for here. If this one goes in here, no, this one is for here. As if I press this one, put this one in here, all around in here, I'm gonna just scratch it, whatever touches this underneath here, so it has more grip to it. So I'll go scratch those ones, and I'll be back. Nice. All right. Now that we have scratched the bases of this plastic too, and we have these hinges ready to be assembled, we're just gonna put an epoxy and install it over. And we can put the screen too, and the next day we can just put the LCD in its place. So let's put this one in here, prepare it, and I'm gonna shave there's a little bit of plastic all over the place. So I'll be using this glue right in here, is a JB Weld. The red one gives you up to 6 hours for curing. The yellow one is really, you have 6-7 minutes. So I'd rather work with this one. So we're gonna mix this one, and we're gonna work with this one. So before we start anything, let's put the screen right on top, the new one. So we're gonna grab it, and we're gonna slide the connector right inside the jack, and we're gonna lock it down. The same way that you removed it, the same way that you put it in. Nicely, and lock it in place. Right, you're gonna bring it. And before we put it down, we do need to put these metal brackets for the hinges, for the support. So let's put this one a little upward like that. But I forgot I do need to put this one right in there. So I'm gonna grind a little bit of on top of here, because this is gonna grab it from here. So it's gonna have a glue on here. It's a really shiny, soft surface in here, so it can bind well. So in order to bind well, I'm gonna scratch both ends of this one, and again, same thing in here. We're gonna scratch both ends of this, both sides. All right, now there we go. I grind it down a little bit, so it has this nice rough surface. So now we can just put some glue underneath and put the hinges over. So before I do that, I want to see which one goes where. This one is for this end. Maybe. No, this one is not. This one goes to the right side. This one is for the left. So this one goes right in there and sets flush with this one in here. Has to sit really flush. If it doesn't, that means you gotta clean up the space and open up the remove the excess of plastic from the corners and stuff like that, so it can set nicely in its place. Right there. Same thing on the other side. You want to put it there. Make sure it sits nicely in there and there's nothing to disturb it. Just remove a little bit of chunks of the plastic that is just not sitting and not letting it sit down flat. And then we can just put this one over and we are set to go. So I'm gonna put the glue, put this one and put some clamps on it so it can dry up. There we have it. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start mixing up. We're gonna grab our plastic and we're gonna grab our glue, which I have no idea where I put it. Okay, so we're gonna mix it up nicely so it becomes this gray looking. Alright, so we're gonna put underneath this one. What I like to do, I'll put it right in here. Alright, so let's put this one in there. Now bring it down. I'm gonna rub right over. I am gonna put it right in here. So let's mix up a little more. Right there. And then once we have it in here, like pretty much we're sandwiching it right on top. And we are gonna squeeze it right in there and use an alcohol, isopropylic alcohol, to clean up. It really cleans up easy. So I'm gonna move this one out of the way. So where is my alcohol? Vamos. All right. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna clean up my spatula. I'm gonna put a little bit of alcohol on top of this one and remove the excess because they're right in there. Oops. The LCD is gonna sit right in here, so we don't want anything in there. So I should have disconnected the LCD for now. I'll put that one to one side. So let's bring it. So I'm gonna remove the excess from the corners, stuff like that. Just grab whatever excess that you can find and remove it from the back corner. You want to leave it nice and clean and professional. So if you guys can see nicely, it is in there. So I'm going to put a clamp right on it and leave it for dry. And I'm going to continue on the other side. Alright, now that I put a little clamp in here on this side, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side of the laptop. So I'm gonna put this side down. You're gonna start mixing up and you're gonna glue the other side. So let's put generous amount. We're gonna grab the bracket, we're gonna put it right on top, push it down, and now let's put it right on top here. Put a fair amount. Now we are gonna grab this hinge and we are gonna place it right on top here, nicely in place. Now we're gonna clean up and we're gonna use an alcohol. We're gonna remove the excess that we have in the corners. And once everything is nicely done, we're gonna grab a double-sided adhesive. I bought this strip, you can buy different. And we are gonna place it right on top. Just like that. And we are gonna remove the second layer. There we go. And my second strip is gonna be on the left side. So now that we have these two in place, we're gonna bring the screen all the way down to its place. We're gonna remove this bracket for a second. We're gonna sit it down. I'm gonna put a little bit of alcohol because I have a little more tape. I need to clean this corner a little better. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna slide and drop the screen in place. Make sure it goes right in the bracket. Right in there. And nicely in place. So we're gonna grab the bezel and we're gonna set down the bezel right in there. So that one is in place. Grab the bezel. Bring the bezel in place. You need to scoop it right underneath towards the upside. And you want to pinch it. Now before we go anywhere further, I'm going to wrap this tape. And I'll leave it right on top, then it's easier to remove. Go all around, make sure you hear those nice click sounds. Go all the way down to the hinges, push down, make sure it snaps in place. Alright, let's grab these hooks, these covers. I think this one goes this side. Let me see. This is just kind of puzzle here. This one goes like that. There we go. Alright. Put this side down too. Nice. There we go. So now we got the screen in place. All we need to do is to grab the laptop, bring it down, scoop it right underneath. Bring it like that. And bring the hinge over. make sure it stays right in place. Same thing with the left and right one. There we go. Remember, we have 2 screws on each side, so we need to put the screws on the left and on the right side. There's a tiny arrows. The arrows indicate where the screws goes. Right there and right there, there's a tiny arrow, and there's an X to where you're not supposed to put the screw. The other screw goes from the bottom casing. Put the screw for the Wi-Fi. So where's my Wi-Fi board? You want to bring it down, slide it in there, and before we put the bracket, you want to run the cable. Always leave a little bit of room for the cables to loosen up right in here, so you can, when you open the hinge, the screen, it needs to pull the cable so it doesn't tighten up the cables for the Wi-Fi. So now we're gonna slide in the 45-degree angle. Make sure the pins are nice and clean. Inside it in 45-degree inside the connector, and lock it down. But if you have this connector, you have to push the battery straight inward inside the jack. Once that one is done, next what you want to do, you want to grab the bottom cover, bring it over, set it down straight, and you want to push the front, the side, the back. You don't want to push the corner, just screw it down, and it's going to pull the cover to itself. Same thing in here. You want to do this, and the cover is going to push the back side. The middle has a little clip in it, and to finish it off, it just put the rest of the screw in place. Do not open the screen until 24 hours, depending what epoxy that you use. Mine, it takes 24 hours, and in 24 hours, I can open up the screen without any issue. Again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out to repair your hinges and replace 2 screens for your DELL Inspiron 15 3520 model. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Just gonna flip it over. This one has a, make sure all those tiny hinges are clicked in. And I'm gonna leave it like this until tomorrow, and then I'll be able to open up the screen with no problem. Just make sure in the corners, clean up all this thing that you have is nice and flat. Both sides nicely flat. The bezel, everything sitting down flat. And this is how you repair your hinge. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.